Hey everybody, it's Mr. Greg here. I'm so excited that you're joining us tonight. Surprise, it looks a little different. We are so excited to have our friend Stephanie joining us live and in person. So, normally when you see us doing these lives, we're both, we're virtual, we're kind of in our own places. But tonight I was texting Stephanie and I was looking at the paper getting ready for tonight's live and I was like, "Wait a minute. How did I miss this? Stephanie lives in Nashville." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, if I'd known this ahead of time, like I would have invited you over. We could have done it together. Turns out Hugh literally works 5 minutes down the road. So
meant to be.
Serendipity. Right. So here we are. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad to be here tonight. We've had so much snow in Tennessee. I'm glad to be back among the humans this week.
And it's actually
60 degrees.
Right. Welcome to Tennessee. We had 7 inches of snow and now it's 60 degrees. So that's how it goes here in Tennessee. So we're going to be talking all about creative thinking and creativity tonight. Absolutely. We're going to play a game, which I have no idea about. So listen, who knows what's going to happen. We also have a giveaway tonight for a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. It's super easy to enter tonight's giveaway. Hit the share button, invite your friends, and join us in the comments. So the more you share and the more you comment, the more entries you get in tonight's giveaway for a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So hit that share button, invite your friends, ask us questions, tell us where you're from. What do you want to know in tonight's live? We'll be happy to answer those questions. I think Stephanie is going to have you participating in the game a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And I also want to remind everybody to register for Elevate Virtual. The links to register are in the comments and in the description. $75 until March 31st. You're going to get online, on-demand virtual access for 90 days beginning June 1st, 31 sessions, 4 keynotes from Gary Brooks, Katie Garner, Barry White, and myself. A certificate of contact for 30 plus hours. $500 worth of free downloads for your classroom, $10,000 in giveaway, and so much more. You do not want to miss the premier PD experience of the summer at Elevate Virtual. So click the links and get registered before that price goes up on March 31st. So Stephanie, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? All of the good stuff.
Absolutely. I am Stephanie Higgs. I am local. Obviously, I live here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I am in my 14th year of education. So I started in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I taught pre-K and second grade there. I had a really cool opportunity there. So my teaching experience actually started at a museum magnet school in Chattanooga. And so we partnered with all of the local museums in town. And so arts integration was really woven into every fiber of my teaching pedagogy from a really young age, right into the kind of fresh start, brand new teacher mentality. And so we went on learning expeditions every single Tuesday. So we would leave our school building and be back at our school building just 1 short hour later. And we would have had the most amazing learning experience sitting in front of a gorgeous piece of visual art at the Hunter Museum or going to the aquarium just minutes away from our school and exploring, doing a seminar on jellyfish. And so that's really where my teaching career started. And then I relocated to Nashville about 8 years ago. I taught 4th grade for 3 years. And then now I am a gifted educator. So I serve students from pre-K through 5th grade at an elementary school just 5 minutes down the road.
I love that. That is so cool. Like I mean, the same thing could happen here in Nashville because we have so many great museums. But I love that you could just leave and go on these little expeditions. That is amazing. Like kids need that kind of experience and that background knowledge so much.
Absolutely. And then the coolest part was that's how we taught all of our science and social studies content. So everything that we taught, we broke our year into 4-quarter modules. And so 2 of them were a little heavier science, 2 of them were heavier social studies focus. And then the way our students demonstrated all of their mastery by the end of the quarter was we turned our school into a floor to ceiling museum. And so students were demonstrating visual art. They were demonstrating performing art. We were also a textbook free school, which was a little bit of a different way to start my career as well. And so students made their own textbooks in science and social studies. So we called that a travel journal. And it was this interactive 3D foldables, visuals. And that was how they also demonstrated their learning as well, was they created their own science and social studies textbook around those thematic modules.
That is awesome. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. So if you've done something similar, I would love to know about it in the comments. And a reminder, we are giving away a ticket to Elevate Virtual tonight. So the more you comment, the more chances you have to win. And the more you hit the share button, the more chances you have to win. So join us in the comments. What questions do you have? Tell us where you're from. Talk to us about if you do something similar, talk to us about field trips, because I know we love a good field trip. So what do you want to know? The more you comment and the more you share, let us know. So talk to us a little bit about your session, your virtual session. What's it going to be about? What are you going to teach us?
Absolutely. Well, I am so excited to honor and to celebrate alongside the Elevate community tonight. So thank you all again for having me. I am so excited to join you virtually this summer to share a little bit about the way that I infuse creativity into daily lessons. So there is just so much value in, again, kind of that arts integration piece, but also in infusing creativity into daily lessons. And I think back to those years where I was a second grade teacher, and the student that comes to mind the most struggled academically and needed a lot of remediation and really, had to build some self-confidence. 14 years later, she's still the most creative student I've ever taught. And so she was at this school that really allowed her to flourish that way and to really build this self-confidence in all that she had to offer and all of the ways that she could contribute. The visual art that she produced, I can just picture a specific page in one of her student created textbooks at this very moment. And so I think this is a great way to reach not just our gifted learners, not just our students who have that creativity, but also it really is a mindset shift. So I think sometimes we feel like, even as an adult, I've said this before of, oh, I'm not artistic, or, oh, I'm not, super creative. Well, it can actually be taught. And so I think that is really a kind of a culture shift and a thinking shift, is we can explicitly teach some specific tenets regarding creativity. And it's also a great way to really build that engagement and that buy-in. Kids love to be creative. They love to be curious. And I think sometimes as we grow up, sometimes those are, I don't find myself as curious as I once was, right? We know the statistics of how many questions children ask versus adults, and they're just saturating and just soaking in all this knowledge. It's the same for creativity. I think they're constantly thinking about new and novel ways to look at things. And so I think this idea that we can teach it explicitly, that we can cultivate it and we can grow it. And it's also a great way to think about further developing our students, not just from, kind of an academic or kind of an instructional piece, but that there are these other sides to the whole child as well. And it's also really fun.
Right?
I don't know about y'all. I have an Instagram. It's at Little Miss Gifted, and I have been sharing a lot about some seasonal affective. It's January, February. Right. We haven't seen the sun in a really long time around here. We haven't
been outside. We've been doing indoor recess for a week.
Yes, after 10 days of snow vacation, right? We are very snowed in and cabin fevery at this point. And one of my biggest hacks for teachers is thinking about how can we get excited to go to school in January and February when I am saying, I'm so excited for this lesson I'm going to teach. My kids are going to love this. And so to me, creativity is one of those things that has me excited to go to school in January. I can't wait to go teach my kids this. And if you ask them, I actually have them sort their work at the end of the 9 weeks. We take all of our work out, we evaluate it, and I always have them sort it from their favorite, next favorite. And you better believe the creativity piece is on top of that pile every single quarter for almost every single kid. So I just think this is a great way for us to kind of boost those lessons that we're excited to teach, to build and equip our students with a different skill set, and creative thinking is just so valuable and important.
Yes.
So,
well, and like you said, kids love art and they love to make and create. And so it's just, we need more of that. Like we do a lot of art in our classroom. And one of the questions I get all the time is, how do you get away with it? How do you fit it in?
Right.
Because we have to.
Right.
The kids need it. It's so beneficial. And so I'm really excited about your session virtually, but also you're going to be in person.
Yes.
Which is very exciting.
Absolutely.
So Stephanie will be joining us in Nashville virtually and in Dallas. So lots of opportunities to see her. Yeah. So come see us virtually and in person in Nashville, Dallas, and Phoenix. But I do want to say this. Dallas and Nashville are more than 50% sold out. And they're like, Jason, I just sat downstairs with him a little bit ago and he was doing some pretty big POs. These conferences are going to sell out, and they're going to sell out fast and soon. So if you want to join us in person, you need to get those tickets now because they're going to sell out. Dallas especially only has a couple of hundred tickets at the $350 price. So you don't want to miss out. Get on your admin, get on your district, get on your PTO, whoever you need to. Get on them and get these tickets before they run out, because it'll happen. It happened last year. We sold out and then everybody got on a wait list and everybody was sad. So we don't want any sad faces.
None.
So get those tickets. All right.
I emailed my admin yesterday. So, and I sent them just a quick link, right? Y'all provided even an admin letter.
We even have a letter.
Yep. But telling them that sense of urgency. Yes. And especially right now is kind of when we're finishing spending some of those fiscal dollars for this school year is, hey, let's make sure we're using those well. So there's still time.
Absolutely. So don't miss out. All right. Do you want to play a game?
I do. So
I'm
scared. A little teaser.
I'm scared. I don't know what's happening.
Right. Okay. It's brand new. So again, we're just going to talk about, so first of all, I have two great things to say in response. So you first shared, when do we have time? Well, that's where Little Miss Gifted comes in handy. Structures are one of my favorite things. Where
Awesome.
can we fit this in? If we don't plan for it, we're not going to do it.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about I'm going to share a bite-sized idea with y'all in 1 second. If you have 3 minutes in a whole week, could you find 3 minutes? Could we do it when we thought we were going to take a little longer with this lesson and it wrapped up early? But that also reminded me of a quote. So Michelle Obama has this beautiful quote, and it's really about arts integration as a whole, and creativity and creative thinking is a big part of that. But she has this idea of, it's so essential. And I think sometimes we get lost in that mindset of, we're looking at the data. When we get test scores to X, then we'll have time for this. Like, nobody argues that it's important, but we've got these other things and we've got to hit these marks. Well, as soon as the average ACT score is this, then we don't say, oh, well, now we'll add arts integration. Like we said, it's, well, now let's raise it to this. And then our composite district score was this. Let's see if we can get it here. And so she argues that it's actually essential for us to reach all of those goals in the first place. And so we can't wait and say, well, it's not a priority because we've really got to get here. We can weave it in and we can integrate it all along, which is the idea. That's going to buy back some of that time if it's integrated into the things that we are tasked with teaching each day. But then also, that's my focus, is structures and systems, because I have been a classroom teacher for over a decade. I am specialized in gifted education right now, but I will always have the heart and mindset of a classroom teacher. And so I want to be sure that I'm giving you tangible strategies. Something I love about Elevate, not only is it so research-based, but we all are still teachers who know what do we want out of PD, not a big kind of idea that's up here. I want that resource I can walk away and use in my space tomorrow. And again, getting back to things we're so excited about. To me, creativity is something you say, that's such a fun idea. I can walk in and use that with my students tomorrow. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to one of those now. So this is a quick warm up, and this is from someone named Roger Price. And so he has these just quick little drawings, and he calls them droodles. So it's a mix of kind of a quick, simple drawing and a doodle. And so the whole point of a droodle is this idea that you don't know what it is until you ask. And then the funny punchline is, and then it's too late to wish that you hadn't. And so we're going to play a couple rounds of droodle. So again, if I had 3 minutes and I realized my lesson wrapped up too quickly, or I was waiting in the hallway, I could have one of these. You can display them on a board and whatever works in your space. But what I would do is I would post this, however that looks. Maybe it's a printed out piece of paper while they're waiting for PE. But here's a droodle. So my first guess is just going to have you throw something in the chat. What does this look like to you? So what do you see when you look at this droodle? What's this an image of? What is this depicting?
So we'll give you a couple of minutes to see.
What do you think's going on here?
Think. I have an idea.
Yeah, that's what you're our live participant. We're looking in the chat to see what everyone else is saying as well. So what are we thinking here when we see this droodle? Need some good guesses. All right, go ahead and start us off. What are we thinking?
So I see a boat in the water with a shark.
Okay.
That's exactly same thing. A cliff and water. That's exactly what I was thinking. Cliff, water, boat, shark. Yes.
We love that. We love that. Okay, so yeah, we're seeing some popping up in the chat now. Lots of great ones. Okay, 7 in a triangle. We
see I did not see the 7 in a triangle at all. But now that's all I can see.
Right. And then Titanic. We've got, oh my gosh, so many. Ship about to hit a shark. Okay, great. Oh my gosh, so many good ones. Okay, we're gonna play this again. So keep those fingers ready on those keyboards. Okay, so this is a ship that is too late to save a drowning witch. That's what Roger Price says. So that's what's illustrated in this droodle. Even if you don't have 3 minutes and you say, you know what, that must be nice if you can find 3 spare minutes. We don't have those where I am. Okay, could we just have this posted somewhere in our class? And when one student is a fast finisher, they have a pad of Post-its laying somewhere nearby, and they can throw up an idea, and we can do that for a week. And so you can leave this posted somewhere prominently in your classroom, and just as students throughout the week have one extra moment, they scribble an idea on a Post-it, and we generate kind of a big list of those ideas.
I love that.
So many great responses. So let's play again.
All right, and while we're doing that, I want to remind you, if you want to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual, hit the share button, invite your friends. The more you share, the more chances you have to win. And the more you comment, the more chances you have to win. So here we go.
Yeah, see, there you go. Get in the chat, get engaged with us. All right, here's our second droodle. So again, Roger Price's droodles, just these quick, simple illustrations working on our creative thinking. So it's not even to the idea of being a consumer, but also a producer. So I think when we think creativity, we think, oh, they're going to be creating art. Right. Well, it's also being a consumer of art. And so I think this is a fun opportunity to say, hey, I don't feel like I'm a creative producer, but I can come up with some really fun ideas of what this is. So take a peek at this one, friends. I already seeing some people wanting to try this with their class. You got to come see me at the virtual conference or in person. This is such a tiny teaser of the tons of ideas like this that I have to share with y'all. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay, elevator doors. See an elevator doors. Gift with a bow. Closet doors. Okay.
Elevator
Tuxedo.
doors.
I love tuxedo. I feel like I
That's
see
what
that
I was
too.
thinking, a tuxedo, a shirt, and a bow tie.
Mm-hmm.
A gift, doors,
gift.
button-up shirt with a bow tie.
Okay, got it.
I love it.
All right, you're ready to hear? Okay, so this is really fun too. And you know, different classes have different personalities.
Oh.
What do we have? Oh, cupboard doors tied with a hair bow. Those are the creative thinking ideas we're looking for. You know what I'm already noticing? Now that we've done one together, even let's use our, we'll make a pun. The responses, y'all, are already being elevated, right? So compared to round one, we were all seeing it a little bit more literally. We're getting a little more creative, even just the second round that we're playing together. Okay, so he says this is a man who was in a tuxedo. Lots of us saw the tuxedo, and he was standing too close to the elevator doors when they shut. And you see that now, those elevator doors shut, and he was just right there at the front. This little I didn't make it. But here's what I was going to say. So, you know, different classes pick up. Every class has its own sense of community, family, and there's just funny things we each pick up. So Roger Price also sometimes provides alternative ideas, and my kids have gotten obsessed with those. So they are like, yeah, that was his original intent, but what was his alternate response? And so that's been fun too. So he says that another alternate idea of what this could represent is one strand or one piece of spaghetti gift wrapped. And so if we see that, right, we've got this literal single strand of spaghetti that is wrapped with a gift bow. Seeing another friend jumping on there saying, love this, want to do this with my class.
Well, and this is what Elevate is all about.
Absolutely.
Because look at this, in 15 minutes, you already have something you're going to do with your class tomorrow. So if you've gotten that already from Stephanie in 15 minutes, imagine what you're going to get from her virtual session and if you come to her in-person sessions. That's what Elevate is all about, y'all. Simple ideas that anyone can do in any classroom, in any setting with just 3 minutes a day. Yeah. And it's research-based. And it's free. Yeah. Right?
It's easy.
So click the links, get registered to join us at Elevate Virtual. The links are in the comments in the description. And if you want to join us in person, what are you waiting for? Join us in Dallas, Nashville, and Phoenix. And again, those tickets are selling out fast. So click the links and get those tickets before they're all gone. And I do want to remind everybody, we have our giveaway going. So hit that share button, get in the comments. I think we will play a couple more rounds. There was something else I was going to say, and I just completely lost it. But anyway, it'll come back to me. No, I know what it was. I think this is also good. Like I'm thinking of my class, which is all like 16 of my 18 kids are EL. And we do a lot of notice and wonder, and kind of reminds me of that.
Absolutely.
Like there's no right or wrong answer. And so when we were talking about this one, like I think a lot of my EL kids might have said triangle or square or rectangle. So even kids who have some, who are still learning language, trying to acquire language, this is accessible to them and they can be successful.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
All right. While y'all are in the chat, we will jump up with another one. Now, this one's really going to get you. So again, thinking about our students and encouraging them as consumers. I mean, this one's really detailed and intricate, y'all. What are you going to come up with for this? I do see a question in the chat about where you can find these. I'll address that in just a second. That's a great question. Where can we find some more doodles?
So what do y'all think this is?
I mean, this intricate design. What have we got here?
So many details.
All right. You want to start us off? Any thoughts here? What have we got going on?
I think of somebody in a pool.
Okay. I love that. Like
you're looking down at, like you see the one person in the pool.
Can I brag about you, Greg, and say, so Greg just demonstrated another creative strength that we're going to talk about more in my session. So you better be there. But that's called unusual visualization. So what you did was you did not look at this head on. That's an aerial view, right? So if he's seeing this as one person in a pool, that's a creative strength because he's looking at this, not just straight on, look at him, star of the show, star of the class. He's looking at this from a different perspective. So looking from up above, that's called unusual visualization. So we'll talk about there's so many creative strengths that our students can produce, but also just in consuming and being, I see a lot with like fleas, flies, things like that.
I love that one. Bug on a windshield.
Spider hanging from the
star in the sky.
Oh my gosh. You guys, y'all are such creative thinkers. Okay, hole in a box.
Someone looking through a peephole.
Oh my gosh, I love that one. Bug on a windshield. You brilliant creative souls. So what Roger Price would say, and again, that's something we can focus on too, and we'll talk about this more in my session. Are any of you wrong? No. Remember that the catch to these activities anyway was you sometimes wish you hadn't because your ideas become so much more creative, and then you're like, oh, that's all that was. And so that's really fun too, to kind of have a guffaw laugh after it's over. Of, we were so much more creative. So his suggestion for this one is that this is a ghost with a speck of ash or cinder in his eye. So take a look again. So, all right, we see that ghost with just that little speck of ash or cinder. And again, you wish you hadn't asked, right? Because look at all of these answers that are so much more creative and fun. So have some great questions too popping up in the chat. Do we give them time to generate this and then share? So it depends on what you have available. If you're saying must be nice, I couldn't find 3 minutes if I tried, I'm behind every day, we might post this somewhere that's just a prominent, easy location. And just when students have time or just one fast finisher can write an idea and you collect these for a week or, the month of January, whatever that looks like. But you can also do this. The way I use this in my space is as a warm up. Again, I am really focused on systems and structures. And so what I like to do with something like this is we have Droodle Thursdays. Don't ask me why I picked Thursday. That was the day we went with. So I do different creativity warm-ups. You have to come to my session to learn all the rest of them, but I do different ones on different days of the week. So for me, again, if I don't have a plan for this, it's going to be that cute idea that never gets implemented in my space. Yes. Loved it, thought it was amazing, didn't make a plan of when to implement it, and it went to the wayside. So I do Droodle Thursdays, and you better believe my students are knocking down my door. And sometimes it's funny, they'll beat me there. I'm in a different part of the school. They'll get back to my room before I do. And I'll walk in, they have their Droodles out and they are sitting there quietly generating as many as they can. So I do this as a 3-minute warm up. And so what that means is, so I actually took these, somebody asked, where can we get these as well? So Roger Price has a book of these. You can also find a lot of them if you just Google online, just looking for Droodles, Roger Price, R-O-G-E-R, Roger. And then also too, I have them in an Amazon storefront. If that's easier, I can share that with y'all. It's linked on my Instagram as well. So that was at Little Miss Gifted. But what you can do is I took those and I actually made copies of each page, which is what I've got for you now, and put them, I screenshot them back. So I took these, I uploaded them to the computer, screen grabbed the picture, put them in a PowerPoint. One of y'all in the chat's going to tell me there was a much easier way to do this that I didn't know. I would not say I'm not doing a section on technology. Let's say that. You won't get a session from Little Miss Gifted on technology. But anyway, so I bought the book, I ran copies of these, I uploaded those, screen grabbed the pictures I wanted, and then I printed them out in PowerPoint with the lines on the side, like outline style. And so what I do is I let my kids generate as many as they can in 3 minutes. This could be, as many things as they can think of. And my kids love a game. So what they do is once they're finished, they fold their paper in half so they can take it home and do it with their family. And so all it shows when they go home is just that Droodle image. And then they open it and say, well, these are all my ideas. And then Roger Price says, and they always jot it at the bottom.
Yeah, I love that.
It's a fun way to implement that. So that's important. But I think something that I, as a classroom teacher, our literacy coach was so good at this and she modeled it well for me, giving them that time to share. And so somebody had asked, how do they do this and how do they share? So again, in my system, it's Thursdays or Droodles. They walk in the door. They know they have 3 minutes. It's the next box on this graphic organizer I printed out, which was just PowerPoint slides. And I let them generate as many ideas as they can. I set a visual timer. It's on the board. And I give them that one additional minute to share, because I think that our kids are, when they're creative, they're generating these skills, but they're so proud of every single idea that they have, which is fun. If we could sit here and brag about every single one of your ideas, how great that would be. And you would feel special, right? And you'd be like, oh, they picked mine. They talked about mine. And so our kids want that opportunity to share. So again, I'm a structures and systems girl through and through. And so they have an assigned creativity partner. And so that's who they sit beside when they do these. When I was a classroom teacher, they had different spots on the carpet for each subject of the day, so that they had a reading partner, they had a math partner, they had a science social studies partner, they have a creativity partner. And that's who they start to cultivate this safe space to share. And something else that we do too sometimes is I say, I want you to heart your best idea, which is one of those is your best. Well, as they learn creative strengths, they learn what to look for. Your best one was your unusual visualization, because that's a creative strength that you now know. I also have them identify their weakest one. Okay. And there's power in that, in saying, is every idea going to be your best idea? No. And in creativity, especially, all the research says our first idea is almost never our best idea. So really helping them just feel safe, coming up with ideas. Again, Roger Price would say, you wish you hadn't asked, because it was much more simple than all these creative ideas. So safe space, building that sense of community. It's fun. We're excited about it. Kids are excited about it. And you better believe too, if it's hard for you to have that accountability, right? I had this great idea, but I never do get to it. Tell the kids. They will hold you so accountable. And especially if it's this much fun and your kids love it, they will be like, Miss Higgs, it's Droodle Thursday. What are you waiting on?
They will call you out in a heartbeat and let you know. And they won't let you, they won't let it go either.
Right. You said 5 minutes. You said you'd come back to it and you didn't come back. And I think that's important to model
Of
too,
course.
Greg, is goal setting.
Yep.
I tell my students all the time, I have personal and professional goals. If like last year, my goal was arts integration. And I had kids that would say, how are you doing towards your goal? And I would say, ooh, we haven't done anything artistic in a while. I'm glad you mentioned it. I have lesson planning in 20 minutes. I'll think about that. So just a few pieces of food for thought.
Well, and it's, Crystal is here and she's talking about SEL.
Yeah.
And how it allows you to see others' perspectives. And like you're saying, it's a safe place, right?
Yeah,
It's
so
it's non-threatening. It's not right or wrong. It's fun. The kids are building those language skills.
Right.
They're sharing out. I love this. It is so much fun.
Remember, you were scared of it just
I know I was.
Ago, right?
I was scared just because I was like, oh.
Well, we have these kids that say, oh, I'm not creative.
Right.
Oh, I'm not artistic. That's not for me. Mm-hmm.
But now it's so fun and everybody wants to do it. Also, Sarah says that, and I love this too, Sarah, the idea of them taking it home to try with their family.
Right.
Right. We're always looking for ways to engage families with what we're doing in the classroom. This is so much fun. And you could even like send a picture through Remind or talking points. We're like, hey, we did this doodle today. Y'all see what you can come up with at home. Share your responses. So you could easily involve the families. I love that. Yay. I love it. Listen, y'all, this is only the tip of the iceberg from Stephanie. I am pumped for all of her sessions, virtual and in person. So you don't want to miss out on any of these sessions at Elevate Virtual or Elevate in person. So click the link, get registered today. Elevate Virtual kicks off June 1st. It's 90 days on demand, unlimited virtual access from June 1st to August 31st. 31 sessions, 4 keynotes, $500 in free downloads, $10,000 in giveaways. Stephanie's going to teach you all about Droodles and so much more.
Tip of the iceberg.
Right, y'all. It is going to be amazing. $75. That price goes up March 31st. So go ahead and get registered for Elevate Virtual now. If you've attended Elevate Virtual in the past, you got to come again because it's all new. Elevate Virtual is all brand new, unique content for 2024. So get registered. And it's separate from our in-person conferences. So if you're coming to in-person, you need to come to virtual. If you're doing virtual, you need to go to in-person so you get all the goodies. Speaking of in-person, Stephanie, did you see this?
It's gorgeous. Tell me everything.
This is Jose's latest design.
Of course it is.
This is the swag for
Meet that.
Elevate in person. So if you're coming to an in-person conference, this is what you're going to get. This is the Trapper Keeper for 2024.
My
Right?
90s kid
Right?
is so happy.
Right?
Yes.
Like, and it even like it's so like Taylor
Elite.
Swift,
Yes.
Lisa Frank, Elevate, all of the things. So this will be this is your free swag at Elevate in person.
I love that.
So there you go. So click the links and get registered. I just saw my friend Emily teaches here in Metro, and she says you're her favorite teacher to follow on Instagram.
Emily, bestie, I'm so glad to have you on Instagram. Thanks for being there. That means the world.
All right, let's do one more.
Okay.
You have one more?
All right. And this one, I'm so glad you said that. See, that's why I get excited. I just want to be everyone's best friend. Okay, friends, this is one of my favorite ones because I think that Roger Price's answer for this one is hysterical. So what have we got going on here? Last droodle of the evening. What do we have here? Let's see what y'all think. His answer is hysterical.
In person is not sold out, so go ahead and register, but it will be selling out soon because tickets are flying out the door. So get registered.
Yeah. Empty swing. I love that. And it's funny too, right? Once you start reading other people's answers, you're like, that's exactly what.
A sweater
Oh my gosh,
vest.
nose over a fence. That is hysterical. We see some unusual visualization there. We
I
love that
love
creative
that.
strength. A purse. Love that. Basketball court.
Bag handle.
Bag handle.
Oh yeah, I see that. Now I see the
Shopping
bag.
bag.
I was
totally.
thinking,
It is like if you put the whole piece together.
I was
yeah,
thinking a
love
hole
that.
in the ground.
Oh, that's a good one, Greg. All right. Empty swing, deserted
Is that
park.
someone
We
holding a
love
jump
that.
rope?
Racetrack. Basketball court. Y'all are so creative.
Looks like a purse, a necklace, shopping bag.
Doghouse and a
I
windstorm.
love it.
So specific.
Mama's big bag full of everything for kids and nothing for her.
Y'all are hysterical.
that
Okay,
was good.
teachers are our favorite humans for a reason. Okay, are you ready?
A diving board. Oh, see, they're seeing
That's
it
some
from the
unusual
top down.
visualization, right? We're learning these creative strengths we can brag
Yes.
about in our kids. That is amazing, y'all. See, but okay, can we brag? Round 1 to round 2 to round 3. Do you see how even just like your colleagues that our responses are elevated because we're
Okay.
starting to think this way? I love this. Okay, are you ready? So this is a fire pole for false alarms. So you start going down it, you're heading to the mirror. Oh, never mind, not an emergency. Right back up. Is that not so funny?
That is hilarious.
I thought that one was just a hoot. My kids thought that one was really funny too. So again, generate as many ideas as you can. If you don't have the time, you can post this somewhere, leave it for a longer amount of time. Do it as a 3-minute warm up, but tell your kids, they'll hold you to it. Think about how you want to organize this. Do you want Post-its? Is it dry erase and they just scribble on the board throughout the week when they have time? But committing a system and a structure to it, it can be as quick as, and I give 3 minutes. Maybe you think that's generous. Maybe you could do it in 2,
right?
But don't forget that share, because how proud are we of these?
Yes.
And if we just got to brag about theirs and cackle laughing, I bet they're like, yeah, that was a good one. I'm proud of that.
Well, and I'm thinking like you could even hold it as the kids are walking out the door. Like
Somebody
as they're
said that
lining up. Yes, like it would be a
Yes,
great transition.
absolutely.
Also saw somebody earlier say that they're going to start doing it for their teachers and staff meetings.
Oh my gosh, I love
How
that.
fun is that?
Because we're sitting here giggling, a tongue sticking out. I love that one too.
Because now I'm thinking we should do a couple of these in person, like at Elevate, like post them, like, and have people put their ideas on sticky notes.
Excuse me. Dream team. Greg and I met 30 minutes ago, and we're going to be best friends for the rest of our lives. So you're witnessing just the beginning of this just absolute dynamic duo. So thank y'all just for being so excited. Oh my gosh, what else?
This one. So Brian just said, and listen, this is something that I know my school struggles with, and I hear teachers all the time talking about what to do with their kids, especially if you don't have a bathroom in your classroom.
Totally.
Like this is the perfect activity for the bathrooms. Like you could have the tape it up on the wall. The kids could sit there quietly, think about it. They could jot it down, or you could have them whisper it out. Like this would be perfect for the bathroom.
Absolutely.
I love that idea.
And if they start getting excited, do you know what I copied from our music teacher? It's, you know, those phrases and you're like, why does that work? I've said it 50 other ways and it didn't work. But our music teacher says, I only listen to quiet hands. And you better believe. So when you're already trying to wrangle them and keep them quiet and you're outside the 5th grade classrooms and you're in 2nd grade and the littles are distracting the big kids taking tests, I only listen to quiet hands. Who has an answer? And they show you that quiet hand so quick. So it can really, I know they'll get excited about something that's this much fun. But I only listen to quiet hands. And then you better believe you've got 22 quiet hands pointing back at you, ready to share an answer that they're excited about.
I love that. Well, listen, y'all. You all are loving this, so you definitely need to register for Elevate Virtual and Elevate in person. Stephanie will be virtual and in Nashville and Dallas. So get registered. Click the links. They're in the comments and the description. Register. Elevate Virtual kicks off June 1st. 90 days on demand, unlimited access from June 1st to August 31st. 31 professional development sessions, including Stephanie's amazing session, 4 keynotes, a certificate of attendance, $500 in free downloads, which even if you register for $75 and don't attend a single virtual session, you get $500 worth of stuff. Why are you not registering? And $10,000 in giveaways. And then, of course, in person, we have Elevate Dallas, Nashville, and Phoenix. And again, those tickets are going to sell out and they're going to sell out soon. So don't wait, get registered. Cannot wait to see everybody at Elevate Virtual and in person. We'll be doing some droodles.
Oh, absolutely.
In Nashville.
Yeah, that's good bonding, Dallas, right? We can build community with all of these Elevate teachers, just whoever we've got with us.
I love that. Great. All right, Jose, go ahead and pick us a winner for tonight's Elevate Virtual. So somebody's going to win a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. If you are the winner, you'll need to contact Crystal. Her email is crystal@elevateyourclassroom.com, and she will take care of your ticket. All right, let's see who it's going to be.
Fingers crossed. Good luck to all of you. Sending you all the love and good vibes. Who's getting it?
All right, Rachel Tello. Rachel Tello, congratulations. You've won a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. So all you need to do, Rachel, is email crystal@elevateyourclassroom.com. and she will take care of your ticket for you. Stephanie, thank you so much for coming over and hanging out tonight.
Bestie!
Right? First time we've ever met, and I had a blast.
Absolutely.
This is going to be so much fun, and we cannot wait for your session. So thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for the fun game. Yeah. Everybody else, thank you so much for taking time out of your night to join us.
We appreciate y'all.
Again, register for Elevate Virtual and Elevate in person before tickets sell out and before the prices go up. So do it now. Get on your admin, get on whoever you need to get those tickets, get those POs in. We do accept POs. So get your admin to send you, get your school district to send you. Bring your principals, bring your team, bring your school. We can't wait to see you all at Elevate. 9 o'clock Central Time with Abigail Peterson. So I'll see you all tonight. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
We appreciate your time. We love you, teachers.
Yes, thank you for all you do. We'll see you all very soon. Bye, everybody.
Have a great night.